So being that I've lived out of my car for 3 years and I've experienced some things with regards to this lifestyle, the cost, the wear and tear, with the constant movement, and just the overall lifestyle and the risk-reward ratio, because everything in life has a pro and a con, a risk and a reward ratio. So what I would share with people, if you're going to live in your car or van to try to get out of poverty, it's not going to solve your financial issues, in my opinion. Why? Because the main driver of poverty is lack of a basic income. And living in your car or van, it may cut some of your housing cost, but it will not increase your income. And so the only way to alleviate poverty in your life is to have a higher income than expenses. That means at the end of every month, you have money left over, not just to pay your bills, but to put in a savings or whatever. You just have a surplus of income. And that surplus of income will get you out of a deficit. It will get you out of poverty. So living in your car, van, it's going to depend on your budget to get you out of poverty. If you're living on disability, then you have a fixed income, and then you have to budget how much is it going to cost to live in your car with gas, if you're going to stay at campgrounds, and you're putting yourself a little bit more at risk. And if you're not really increasing your income, how much are you really saving? Because in America, you could get subsidized housing and only pay like 30% of your rent. So if your rent was $1,000 a month, you would only pay $300 a month for rent. That's one way for cheaper housing. Another way for cheaper housing is you rent a room in a house. You don't have your own apartment. You don't have your own house. You rent a room in a house. You have roommates, and you can probably get something $300-$500 a month. None of those are glorious, great housing options, but those are options. Because certainly living in your car or van, if you don't have any money or any means and you're disabled, that's not the answer to your income. Now if you're healthy and if you're good and you're younger or whatever, and you're willing to do DoorDash, Uber, side hustles, nursing, cleaning houses, if you're willing to work and you are working and you can manage a budget, then yes, living in your car can be a benefit financially, okay? But the big falsehood that is given sometimes online, especially on YouTube, when I was looking it up, is that living in your vehicle is going to solve your financial situation. And it's not true. What solves your financial situation is having a level of financial understanding and knowing your budget, knowing your income, and then knowing what it's going to cost to live in your car. And I mean, guys, trying to live on like $1,000 or less, it's tough, man. It's still poverty, even in your car. Can you do it? Yes. Is living in your car better than sharing a room or subsidized housing? It can be, yes. So I can understand why people say, look, it's still better than my other options. Everything in life is about what are my options. Understanding yourself is the key to all decisions, because we all have our own personalities, and then making the best decision you can and then adapting and adjusting as you go. So I do not want to prohibit or persuade people not to do it or to do it. I just want to say that for what I've learned in life, okay, and I've worked my whole life, still do work, and I've been in debt and I've gotten out of debt. And what I could tell you is the budget, the increasing your income and decreasing your expenses and having that surplus at the end of the month is the only way to get out of being destitute. It's the only way to get out of poverty. Certainly, you could hope for the shot in the dark, the winning of the lottery, an inheritance, different things like that, but you're going to waste most of your life. And then when you do get the money, you're probably going to go broke quick, because if you don't get a grasp on some basic understandings of money, on how to manage a budget and how to live within your means, and money to destroy you. I mean, money's tough no matter what, and none of us have it all figured out. I mean, and there's a game of money. People that are very wealthy play the game. Everyone plays the game. But I guess in this video, what I would tell you, 3 years living on the road out of my car, 3 years living in a house, 15 years living in a house, 3 years living on the road, is that I've seen people all walks of life. And there's a big falsehood that if you just cut your expenses, you're going to live this great life. And while I do like the nomadic life, I think it has a lot to offer. And I still live it. I love it. In certain instances, more pros than cons for me. But the best thing that makes you feel good is having more income than expenses. And you could probably rent a room or get in subsidized housing for the same amount of money that you're going to end up spending on the road with extra gas, extra fees, whether it's campground or whatever. Even if you stealth park, you got to constantly move. So if it's going to be the same expense to live in a shared house or subsidized house to living in a car, then you have to ask yourself, the only benefit to living in a car van is if you really like the lifestyle that much more, and you can handle the little bit more volatility of the lifestyle, constantly moving, being on the road, which is dangerous, not having climate control. So, that would be the only benefit, not really financially. So will living in your car get you out of poverty? No. What will get you out of poverty? Having higher income than expenses. Living below your means. If your income on a regular monthly basis is not above your expenses, then it doesn't matter if you live in a hut or $100 billion house. Because without that budget, you're done. Again, you could live in a mansion, but if your expenses are above your income, eventually you're not going to be able to afford it. So, those are my thoughts. Don't think Dollar Tree is the answer to everything. Don't think, turning off the lights and saving on electric bills answer to everything. It's part of it. The other part is the income. And hopefully my words and my experience and what I'm sharing helps you. But like I tell you guys, it's the pursuit of happiness. In most first world countries, you're not guaranteed happiness. You are given the supposed promise that you have the opportunity to pursue happiness. Nothing in life happens without pursuit. Whether you're pursuing a person to date, whether you're pursuing a better life, pursuing getting your health together, pursuing a job, or pursuing anything. Do you fail? Yeah. Do you need grace? Yes. Do you need good luck along the way? Yes. But the more work you put into your life, the better your life will be on average. And so, look, guys, we have to be honest with ourselves. Are there inequities in the system? No doubt. Should we try to reform them? Definitely. However, if you try to avoid doing the work of your life, your whole life's going to be more suffering than it needs to be. Okay, so your best life is less suffering. You don't want to suffer unnecessarily. And a lot of us, at times, it's self-inflicted wounds. So don't over-risk. I don't know, look, you're never gonna get to everyone. I'm just sharing my thoughts this morning in hopes that they help people, in hopes that they, look, I'm just doing what I do. I appreciate those who watch. Thank you to all my members. I appreciate you. I thank you for supporting this small channel. Thank you for everyone who clicks the thumbs up. If you're not a member, you'd like to be a member, support the channel, click that blue join button. I'll see you every day on this channel. I go live, we interact, talk about a variety of things, all centered around your best life, whether it's living simple, living on the road, living in a tiny house, or living in a mansion. We talk about a little bit of everything. But that's it, guys. Peace and love. Thank you for watching. Do the best you can. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and love.